Are you thinking about a luxury cruise to Alaska next year? Today, we're taking a look at Silversea Luxury Cruises to Alaska for 2026. Welcome to RTE-Travel Talk, Ask a Real Travel Expert, the show that talks to travel professionals around the world. Joining me today to take a deep dive into Alaska Silversea for 2026 is my good friend, Larry Jackson of Cruise Holidays of Viera. If you enjoy the journey with us today, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode. And if this video's got you inspired, give it a thumbs up or drop a comment and join the conversation. It really helps the channel out. Thanks for being part of our travel community, whether you're a longtime fan or just dropping by. We really appreciate it. And now, on with the show. Hi, Larry. Welcome back to RTE Travel Talk.
Hi, Ken. Thanks a lot. It's always great to be with you.
Always great to talk with you, Larry. And it's really today, it has to be about one of my favorite subjects, and that's Silversea, and in particular, Silversea heading to Alaska. Now, you and I were chatting here in the spring about what was new with Silversea for 2025 and a little bit on 2026, but I gather there's been some updates to what we can see for new itineraries and ships and that sort of thing for Silversea in Alaska. So I thought we could spend a little time talking about that today. How does that sound?
Sounds great, Ken. We're getting a lot of questions from our previous episodes, and I just wanted to kind of bring people up to speed of what's going to, because now is the time people are looking towards Alaska for next year, and we wanted to bring them up to speed on what's going on with Silversea. So if they are considering it, they'll have a more intelligence to make that decision.
Sounds like a plan to me. So Larry, not to segue, but let's just take a couple of minutes and talk about what you and I think defines Silversea as probably one of the top choices for a luxury cruise in Alaska.
You know, Ken, I was thinking about that this week. And when we think about cruises, we often just give it a quantitative comparison.
Right.
We look at, okay, a celebrity cabin and a suite is going to cost this much, and a Silversea cabin is going to cost this much. And I think we have to look when we go to the realm of luxury cruises and we go above the market, open market. I think what we have to do is look at more subjective differences between the cruise lines. And those are kind of hard to do, but you and I have been on Silversea enough that I think we can do that. And I think it boils down to little things. It's a 600 passenger ship where a lot of the crew members know your name by the second or third time or day on the cruise. It's a butler that's there with a 24/7 phone number to do almost anything you want for you. It's a stocked bar in your cabin that is refreshed if you want it. Just all little tiny things that add up to a tremendous experience.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like it's really about the onboard atmosphere and the general vibe on board these ships, in my view.
And I think another thing, and I'm going to go back to something Arthur Tauk started 100 years ago when he started his company. And he said, when you leave home and when you return, I want you never to have to reach in your pocket for your wallet. And I think that's because what you want to be doing on a trip, especially in Alaska, is enjoying the atmosphere where you're at and not worrying about what's coming next, what you're going to be spending money on. So that way you can just, your whole being is in Alaska and not worried about the mundane day-to-day type of things that go on.
Yeah, no, it makes a big difference. Like when you're doing this sort of a thing, just exactly as you said, you want to think about, okay, how my day is going to shape out with what I'm going to do today, what I'm going to experience. And Silversea is really good at that.
I agree. And especially going to Alaska, because I think the atmosphere of the way you travel is very, very important as to how you're going to enjoy the experience or what Alaska is all about. And as you and I both know, Alaska is so hard to wrap your arms around that you really need your concentration to really understand it.
Yeah, no, I totally get that. So, like I said, we've talked about Silversea a number of times in the past, and you can find those videos on our channel. But so I gather there's some new things coming up for 2026 that perhaps you and I should discuss, new itineraries, that sort of thing, maybe even some different ships going to Alaska. What's that all about, Larry?
Yeah, that's true, Ken. And Silversea, I guess we got a pattern going here. It seems like every year they change out the ships that are going to Alaska, which is kind of neat. And what we're going to be having in 2026. Now, once again, a reminder to our audience that our Alaska season starts in about mid-May and ends in mid-September.
Right.
And this year, Silversea has shortened the season. The last departure is going to be August 27th.
Oh, really?
So a little bit shorter on that end. And just to remind you that that's the time time frame we're looking at. What we're having is we're going to have one, what we call big ship by Silversea standards. That'll be the Silver Moon, will be 600 passengers. And then the Silver Whisper will be our other ship up there. And she is only 396 passengers, which gives us an interesting choice that we haven't had before. Before we had two of the larger ships in Alaska. Two different itineraries. One on the Silver Moon is going to be more of our traditional, where we're going to the ports of Juneau, Ketchikan, Sitka, and Skagway. And I think that's more of a cruise for people who've never been to Alaska.
Okay.
These ports that are the very popular port that most people have experienced, or their friends have experienced going to Alaska. Then the Silver Whisper is going to be doing what I call more of an esoteric itinerary. She's going to be going to places. She'll be going to Ketchikan and Skagway, but then she's also be going to Valdez, which is a very unique destination. It's way up north. It's one of the most northern ports we go to, and it was where the Valdez oil spill was. It's a very, very unique atmosphere there. We were there a few years ago. Just a few things about Valdez. They don't have mailboxes because during the wintertime, their snowfall is so high, often 40 feet. They want to make sure people come down and get their mail to make sure that they know that they're still alive and everything's okay. They have their street corners, because the snow piles up so high. They have all kinds of things to be able to see around the corner to see whether traffic is coming. But very unique place, very unique people. So that itinerary on the Silver Whisper, I think, is more for people who have been to Alaska before. And so we've got these choices this year that we haven't had before.
Are they all 7-day cruises, Larry, or is there difference?
Yeah, that's the other kind of unique thing about Silversea. They're all 7 days. They're all one way from Vancouver to Seward or Seward to Vancouver.
Right.
Now, as we've discussed before, our preferred itinerary is to go from Vancouver to Seward. First of all, we love Vancouver. I think it's probably, other than your part of Canada, it's probably the best part of Canada. Fascinating town. Lots to see and do. But more importantly, our pre-cruise hotel in Vancouver is the Pan Pacific Hotel. And the Pan Pacific Hotel is right on top of where the ship docks in Vancouver. The other great thing about doing Vancouver to Seward is that when you get off the boat in Seward, you then can take a 4.5-hour train ride up to the Anchorage airport, which we can also include in your reservation.
Oh, fantastic. So one of the things when we talk about Silversea is the fact that they're very inclusive. Let's talk about their particular port-to-port and door-to-door programs that they have.
Yeah, we have basically two different types of pricing. The door-to-door is, and I tell people, the door-to-door, we're going to pick you up, assuming your door is within 50 miles of a major airport.
Yeah.
We're going to pick you up at your front door in a black lane limousine, and we're going to bring you back to your door in a black lane limousine, and you will never have to pay another dime during that whole time frame. So what that means is you have the limousine included, you have your airfare included, economy, or you can upgrade it for a fee to business class. Your transfers are included. Also, your excursions are included. All of your, most of your specialty dining is included. Your 387 square foot suite with a walk-in closet and a jacuzzi bathtub and a rain shower are included, which, by the way, that's almost 50% larger than most cabins that you're going to find in Alaska, just because people kind of gloss over that point. All your beverages are included. So your gratuities for the staff are included, all included.
Right.
So that's the door-to-door pricing.
Yeah.
The other way to do this is to port, and basically that is everything on board the ship is included: the excursions, the gratuities, the beverages, the specialty dining. However, getting to and from the ship is not included in that price.
Right. That would then fall back to your own air, your own transfers, and that sort of thing.
Which we will do for you. And so whether Silversea does it on the door-to-door or port-to-port, where Cruise Holidays puts all those pieces together, that's one of the things if you decide you want to go to Alaska and you give us a call, we're going to go over all these options for you and help you decide what's going to be the best one for you.
No, exactly. So circling back to the itineraries, you mentioned that we talked about the 7-day itineraries. Is there any longer itineraries, Larry, if people wanted to spend a little bit more time in Alaska with Silversea?
A couple of things you can do, and this year is going to be a little bit unique in that we're going to have 14-day itineraries on the Silver Whisper.
Oh, okay.
So you can combine the 7-day itinerary you have on the Silver Moon, combine that with the 7 days from Silver Whisper for a 14-day cruise. So you get to see all of those ports, and some of them twice, which is not a bad thing because there's so much to do in most of these ports.
Yeah.
So that's a unique thing that we have going on. Now, the other thing is that you can add a post-cruise or a pre-cruise extension going up to Denali. It's a 4-day land tour that Silversea provides with some very upscale hotels and things like that if you'd like to consider doing that.
Yeah.
And again, we'll help you plan all of that, make your decisions as to whether you want to do that.
So, Larry, would you recommend, if for a first timer going to Alaska, that they add a pre or post extension onto their
No.
cruise?
No, I
Really?
think if your first time to Alaska, you should either take the 14-day and you're going to see all of that, or take the 7-day. And the reason I say that, Ken, and I know I'm kind of emphatic, but it about doubles the cost of the price of the cruise to add the land portion on there.
Okay.
You don't get to see that much more of Alaska. I think it's better to go up and take like a sampler of Alaska and decide if you want to go back and then do more of the land after that. So I just think from a value and a cost standpoint, it's better to do the 7-day, and then you can decide whether. I've never had somebody come back from a 7-day Silversea and say, "Gee, I wish we'd stayed longer." That just seems to be about the right amount.
Right. So basically, what you're saying is, if you're a first timer, just do the 7-day to see if you like it and if you really want to go back. Then you can always go back a second time, because there's lots to see in Alaska, right?
Yeah, we've been 8 times, and I'd go tomorrow morning just because it's just such a wonderful experience. The scenery, the people, the weather, the history, the culture, all the things that make it just so special.
So, how far out should people book these things, Larry? Like,
Yesterday,
really?
yeah, the cruise lines, especially Silversea, right, in the earlier stages
Right.
of our booking, are offering discounts and things that they don't do during the later stages as the ships fill up. So we see our best pricing at this time. We also have the best cabin selection, 300 days out. What we're also seeing is our best airfares are happening 300 days out, where it used to be like 90 days
Right.
out. So all of the things, hotels, all those things are better the further out we can book.
So that's for 2026. Like 2025, if somebody wanted to go this summer, there's probably still a little bit of availability, but not much.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
And again, we start to see, and when you go on
Yeah.
silversea.com, which people probably do just to look around,
Yeah.
you're going to start to see, you might see a cruise, but you won't see the classic veranda. It'll be the Silver Suite will be the lowest category.
Right.
And
Right.
so that would be the difference. And so the price might be 4,000 or 5,000. Then you go to another setting, you'll see the classic veranda, which is the one we like, is going to be available. So those are the big differences by booking early. You get the best selection. By the way, I also want to mention that Silversea is a wonderful way for families to travel because it's small, intimate. Everybody's not lost on a big ship.
Yep.
You're really close together, especially if you have older children in your family. Younger children, we're going to suggest Royal Caribbean or one of those other cruise lines. But if you have older children as a family, I just booked 4 cabins for some folks in New York that their daughters are beginning at the ages of 21 up to 30. So it's going to be a wonderful family experience for them.
Oh, it is. I can fondly remember sitting around in the evening time in the dining room with a couple that had brought their daughter, and she's probably, I'm saying she's probably 25. And, well, first of all, she was absolutely charming, and second of all, like, she was really, really enjoying the experience.
Yeah, again, you can focus on your family. You don't have to focus on all the other things
Yeah.
that you need to worry about. Did I pick the right excursion? Or we got whatever? But you can focus on each other.
Yeah. Larry, one of the things when we think about Alaska, and in particular Silversea, I think it's probably important. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's probably important to have the services of an expert travel advisor in your corner before you make a booking, to take advantage of their knowledge. Am I right about that? And why would that be important to somebody that's actually thinking about an Alaska cruise?
You're right, Ken. And what makes it really important, first of all, it doesn't cost you any more to get that advice.
Right.
When you're spending several $1,000s, many $1,000s, wouldn't it be nice to have just one more confirming voice before you hit the enter button and the money is spent, or you have penalties or things like that, or you have questions about insurance, or am I going to be able to pick the right excursions?
Yep.
If you have someone in your corner helping you with all of those decisions that doesn't cost you anything, I think it's really important just to have that second opinion.
And your agency is a no-fee agency, right?
We are. Again, I think we've talked about this in the past. We get paid by the cruise line, a commission. If you book directly with the cruise line, you still pay that commission, but they just add it to their profits.
No, exactly.
So I think when we're looking at Alaska, Ken, the decision process is, first of all, let's make a commitment to, we want to go to Alaska. Let's say it's going to be in
Right.
2026. And let's pick a date that fits in with our schedule, whether or a month. Is it going to be June, July, August? We prefer to go in August because there's a little bit, not in our ship because there's no children, or very few children, but the kids are back in school. Alaska's become very much a family destination. So it's less likely you're going to have less
Right.
children around during that time. Airfares are a little bit better, and the weather is still good in Alaska in the August timeframe. So decide when you want to go, look around at Silversea, or give the travel advisor a call and say, hey, this is what I'm thinking about. Let that travel advisor help you narrow down your search into itineraries, direction, months, all of those things. A travel advisor will help you narrow your scope and then pick the cruise you want, and then let them assist you with all the facets that go along with that cruise.
Makes total sense to me. Now,
Yeah.
I got thinking here while I was listening. One of the things that I always think of Silversea is the fond memories. So I have to ask you, Larry, what's your fondest memory of Silversea in Alaska? I'm
Wow.
putting you on the spot.
You really are. I guess my fondest memory is when we're going into the glacier.
Right.
And as we're going into the glacier, what we like to do is, of course, you have a balcony cabin, is we like to ask our butler to bring us a pot of coffee and a bottle of Bailey's Irish cream. And we sit out on the balcony. One of the things that happens when you're cruising into the fort, into the fjord where the glacier's at the end of it, it's incredibly quiet.
Right.
Because you are the only ship. There are no airplanes, there's no animals, there's no nothing. And sitting on that balcony with a cup of coffee, with a little Bailey's Irish cream in it, watching this the sides of the fjord and then the ice floes going past you, I think that's one of my fondest memories about Silversea.
Fantastic. Fantastic. So, Larry, if folks wanted to reach out to you about a possible Silversea Alaska cruise, what's the best way for them to do that?
Yeah, Eastern time, 9 to 5. Give us a call at 321-242-1331. 242-1331, 24/7. Send us go to our web page, justcruisingviera.com, or send us an email at ocruiseholidays.com. What we're going to tell us what time zone you're in, please, because we are getting inquiries from the whole country, and a lot of times people's area code is from a cell phone that they got years ago, and they're not living there anymore. So let us know. Then we'll give you a call, or find out a convenient time. We'll call you, and we'll discuss all the things we just talked about and decide whether it's going to be right for you to take Silversea. Maybe another cruise line is going to work better, but at least we'll give you the first consultation and narrow it down.
Super, super. I'll leave that contact information in the description for those folks that might like to reach out. But as always, Larry, since I like to live vicariously through the travels of all the wonderful people I meet on this show, I have to know where you and Linda are off to next.
We're actually doing a land tour with our favorite travel company, Tauck, Tauck. We're going to go up to Boston for 7 days and do, as we're on our 249th anniversary of the founding of the United States, we're going to do New England, Lexington, Concord. I mean, this is really Americana, and nobody does it the way Tauck does. We love Tauck. I don't care where they go. We just like to have that experience. So that's next on our list.
Well, not hard to tell that two top of the mark companies for you are Silversea and Tauck.
Yes. And believe me, 145 cruises, 21 years in the business. It boils down to those two companies.
Amazing. Well, that Tauck tour sounds very interesting. We'll have to have you back to regale us with your experience on it.
Yeah.
How's that sound?
We'll do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Larry, with that, I'm just going to wish you safe and happy travels on all your future cruises and destinations. May the wind always be at your back, and I hope to see you on the Lido deck of a Silversea ship sometime soon in the future.
Ken, we keep promising we're going to do this, but let's do it.
Yeah,
okay?
You got that right. All right. Take care, my friend.
Thank you.
Bye. And that's a wrap for today, folks. Thanks so much for tuning in. A big thank you to my guest, Larry Jackson of Cruise Holidays at Viera. If you'd like to reach Larry, I will leave his contact information in the show notes below. If you'd like to reach out to us, you can send a question to questions@realtravelexperts or drop a comment. We always respond. And as always, folks, if you enjoyed this episode, a like, share, and subscribe is certainly appreciated and helps other folks just like you to find the channel. And if you're really enjoying the content and want to show a little extra love, we hope you'll think about becoming a channel member. It really helps us to keep delivering that travel advice, expert interviews, and cruise and tour reviews you know and love. So until next time, folks, happy travels.